Hello, I am Vietnam. I am going to join TPP, a trade agreement with other 11 friends including the US, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Brunei, Canada, Chile, Mexico, Malaysia, and Peru. So what is my position in TPP? I am one of the least developed countries, ranked 8th in natural area, 4th in population size, 11th in GDP, accounting for 0.5% GDP of the whole members. The question is TPP necessary for me? The answer is yes. Here is why. The first reason is agri-markets. TPP is a market of 760 million people. In 2014, TPP member countries account for 39% of my total exports, and now, with greater access to major market, especially the US and Japan, export of some major products such as textile and apparel, seafood, aquaculture, agriculture, and forestry products will boost. It is estimated that by 2025 GDP will increase to 235 billion USD, 35% increase from now. The TPP will also urge me to make the business environment more transparent and predictable, leading to promotion of domestic and foreign investments. Commitments to protect the environment are also mentioned, and so I will have more environment-friendly projects and sustainable economic development. Third reason, enhance my position in international business. On being a TPP member, it acts like a seal of certification to demonstrate to the world my economic potential and position. This will help me build a strong network of additional agreements and investment. The last one, human development. I am having the golden population structure. Economies in Asia today like Singapore, Hong Kong, and Japan has greatly developed since this occasion. On joining in TPP, I am expected to greatly exploit this precious opportunity. In more details, there will be more jobs, increase incomes, and mitigate poverty. For example, in the textiles industry, it is estimated that with every 1 billion USD export will create 250,000 jobs, and the economic growth will help the nation mobilize more resources to improve the quality of the workforce and healthcare service. Next question. Am I ready for it? Yes, but not totally. There are still things to do. Why I say that? Let's take a look. Advantages. When joining TPP, what advantages do I have? They are: geographical location in the heart of Asia, sufficient natural resources. But the most important one is the labor force. Clearly enough, my strongest competitive advantage is the cheap labor cost, which helps to reduce production cost and attract FDI. My GDP per capita is around 2,200 USD, while the world average is approximately 10,900 USD. Not to mention, I have an abundant labor force and labor structure young. In 2014, the number of people in working age was 47.52 million. Of the labor force, youth age group, 15 to 24 years old, accounted for almost 15%, the annual average of 1.5 to 1.6 million young people entering the working age. This is the age group with the potential to acquire new knowledge, new skills, to improve the quality of human resources and labor productivity of me. But how about my economy? Will it be ready for the competition? My girlfriend will answer this question.
Get started with the most affected industries. Processing and manufacturing. General prospects. Vietnam has the interests of many foreign investors. The reason is, according to experts, investing in the field of processing industry, manufactured in Vietnam is less risky, can take advantage of labor, cheap energy. It is an attractive field, constitutes over 70% of total FDI, approximate average of 10 billion USD per year. According to the International Science Conference 2015, he has the potential of becoming the world's next center of processing and manufacturing industry. What he is preparing for TPP. Industrial zone. With the trend of obtaining the FDI flows, the industrial park is located near the port, airport, infrastructure development. Preferential policies to attract foreign investors. Companies are equipping themselves with machines from other countries, and government has favorable policies for technology innovation and lowers the import tariff to almost 0%. So what advantages will Vietnam get when he joins TPP? Preferential tax nearly 0% from other counterparts, but occurs gradually. Get a high technology transferred from developed counterparts, leading to import of foreign machinery. Equipment is at lower price in order to increase productivity. Get access to a huge source of information on technical instructions, data, info on technical operation, and manufacturing to embark in independent R&D. Motivation for domestic firms to innovate and improve to stand the competition, trigger creativity thanks to the fair competition brought by TPP. In details: garment, textiles and footwear. TPP accounts for nearly 60% of Vietnam total textile and garment export turnover. Since the beginning of 2015 to February 2016, there has been $1.4 billion registered in this sector. FDI inflows to invest in the textile industry increases sharply due to the effect of TPP, especially capital flows from China, Taiwan, Hong Kong due to conscious shift in future supply and the advantage of 0% export tariff immediately when the agreement comes into force, which will boost export, expand market. In particular, fisheries products. Enterprises exporting shrimp, octopus, tuna will benefit exports to the Japanese market due to import duty will be reduced to 0% from the average from 6.4% to 7.2%. Regarding the government procurement chapter, enterprises can directly participate in the procurement to supply the raw material for kitchens, which use budget of the member countries in the TPP. Supporting industries. More controllable and developing materials for the economy. This will promote the development of other manufacturing industries, as well as expand the production scale of enterprises. How about the difficulties? You should be aware of risk that many countries that are not in TPP, for example, China, Korea, Taiwan may use his advantage as a member of TPP to exploit the advantage of certificate of origin causing damage to the environment, especially the color dyeing industry, and the trend of replacing tariff with using non-tariff barriers such as quality inspection or technical requirements will reduce export due to low-quality products. Furthermore, extension and copyright protection time will restrict access to and production many industries such as pharmaceutical, leading to the rise of cost for drugs and healthcare services. Finally, the scale of domestic firms is small and medium, lack management skill, technology. Another industry which is affected strongly from TPP is financial service, especially the stock market. In details about the potential, there are two main indications to show that Vietnam's stock market is ready to catch opportunities from TPP. The first reason is scale. At the end of 2014, there are 43 fund management companies, 85 securities firms, 26 investment funds operating in the stock market. The securities business organizations continued to restructure M&F to increase operational capacity, capital scale, enterprise management and risk controllability. The rating of local currency debt issuance and long-term foreign currency increased from BB- to B+, Fitch Ratings. In January 2016, total newly registered capital is $1,334 billion US. The second reason is mechanisms and policies. Government policies continue to be improved to suit the market. In 2014, the Prime Minister issued a decision approving the project for construction and development of derivative securities market. Opportunity from TPP. Join in TPP will increase economic position of Vietnam, ignite the free movement of capital flow. It promises a new wave of investment by foreign investors in the stock market, especially the industry most benefited from TPP such as textile and processing industries, will attract foreign investors to pour capital through investment cooperation contracts or purchase of stocks of this business on the stock market. In the last week of the TPP negotiation process, VN Index rose 24.5 points, gaining 588.02 points milestone. But what about actions from government? Let's come back to my boyfriend.
So far, what institutional preparations I have made? As my economy continues to grow, it will be increasingly important to provide a supportive business environment and legal environment for enterprises to develop. The goal is an open, transparent and predictable ecosystem for economic growth. After enterprise law and investment law amendments, I have widened scope of business activities. 51 prohibited business sectors and activities are reduced to 6, and 386 conditional business activities to 267. Procedures are simplified and it takes less to obtain offshore investment certificate from 45 days to 15 days. Privatization. The number of my state-owned enterprises, SOEs, operating has fallen by 50% since 2000, according to figures released by the General Statistics Office as Industrial Statistics Department. The department reported a total of 3,135 SOEs in 2013, down from nearly 5,800 in 2000. New laws are being issued and updated such as investment law, law on SME assistance, civil law. Conference and programs to help enterprises keep update the laws are being developed.
In conclusion, TPP agreement is a must-have turning point for Vietnam development because it urged the country to transform, to take full advantage of its strength, so that Vietnam can truly benefit from this century trade deal. Moreover, economists have stated that Vietnam will get the most from TPP. It is true if Vietnam continues to be well prepared and constantly adapt to the new form of integration. TPP agreement is coming into force soon and we are ready.